Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 6, day 2. It is Tuesday, February 7th, 2017. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only to support your knowledge of the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, lots of charts to show you today. As the Globex run up, that's right, it was a Globex pop that started there and just continued to run upside until we pull back today. So we'll take a look at the charts today and see just how far they extended up in the intraday session. All right, it was this morning. Taking a look at the daily outlook. As we do each day, a little bit of economic highlights today with Disney earnings already out this evening with EPS up and revenue shares down. Consumer credit downside. We got some of those results there. But current price this morning after that Globex run up, 51.70. So on the NQ, we were looking upside. Where do we go from there? Do we go our MML lines? Nowhere much to draw up here, so we're looking at 51.95, maybe 51. Yeah, that was about it to the upside, 51.95. As we took a look at, excuse me, the upside, little bit of a maybe stall at 50.73, and then downside we were looking at 56 and 46, all the way down to 173.
Yes, sure.
But 56 was really the level we were looking for to the downside. All right, so that was our NQ. And then our ES. Let's take a look at the ES. Current price 15 minutes prior to the open, 22.91. After an uptrend Globex uptrend pre-market with our Globex high and lows, looking to 22.97, 312 upside. So we go to the ES again. Same picture on the MMLs. Yeah, sky's the limit. But as far as fib lines, MML, support and resistance, anything upside at this point, we're looking up back up to 20.96 and then back down to 89 or 85. And that's exactly as we posted, 89, 85, and 97 and the 12. All right, let's say how we did today. Just taking a look back as we got some of those record highs again. Again, those indices, strong drive over the Globex session, driving through the AM session, but a little bit of a challenge this morning, a little bit hesitant as markets continue to roll up. The setup was there. The chart looks great, but the market internals are just not matching it. And today you decide, you know what? Best maybe to just hold off, even though price ran up and it was nice. But market internal just didn't show the same picture. Yeah, it depends on what market internals you're watching, but AD line was pretty flat. We'll take a look at that here in a little bit. All right, NQ forms a new open gap. We'll see that here in a minute. VIX closes out 11.29. As I say each day, guys, that VIX, a little concern. Let me pull that up. VIX strike call, February 15. Look at the open interest as we continue to hold here at 11.29. 1 million plus open interest here at the 20 to 23. Gotta keep your eyes on that. Gotta keep your eyes. And also on the charts, taking a look at we'll take a look here a little bit on the charts as we saw the cumulative index hold to the downside. But again, core sector list finishing out with 20 in the red and 5 in the green. Not a very strong day overall to the upside, except the Globex run. All right, so nothing big news in the political news front, just a bunch of confirmations today. A little bit of taunting from overseas, but there are the economic highlights with Disney earnings out. We finished the session pretty flat. All right, let's go over some of the key charts as we do each session. CL continues, that's right, that crude continues to be in a solid trend to the downside with a nice core setup. Again, the core setup in which high probability, that's right, high probability setup where price action, that's right, holds to the downside underneath the cloud, 50 below 144, and keeps you in the trend. All right, so nice move on the crude to the downside as it continues to hold. All right, any other key charts here? Nice move on this morning on the NQ as we started to continue that Globex run. Looking at the cumulative tick index, great shadow trader study out there. And you got the tape runner as well to accompany that. Looking at on a 2-minute chart, And you have your HA bars holding you in trend. Sweet, sweet move. Nothing other than the candle bars. Couple of long wicks. Again, I was looking at the market internals, which were a little concerning here this morning. As I saw the market internals that we'll see here in a little bit. But here on a 3-minute chart, 5-minute chart, if we go back to this morning, there we go, 1-minute chart here. And that's what we're looking at this morning. So market action is moving up there. All right, we got market action pulling up. Heikin-Ashi bars, but market internals not exactly matching all that action, even though you get a little bit of lift up, but nothing reaching up to the extremes up here at 70. So had me a little bit eyes on that, as well as the tick count. But either way, cumulative tick was to the upside. HA bars, if you took the trend, you got a nice move to the upside, and that just continued to move. Post 60 minutes there on the NQ, still up in trend. Pullback opportunity, cumulative tick index upside. Post 80 minutes, price action still continue upside. You can see the cum tick index tape reader still lifting. HA bar still in trend. So absolutely phenomenal run this morning as finally the NQ runs it all the way up and finally pulls back on the counter trend setup. Cumulative tick index pulling back down. All right, other key charts again. We were looking at those levels up there. Once we passed 51.85, we had stalled. We continued upside. And we were looking at, that's right, ADX at the highs. There was that 80 line that just couldn't get going. And we were looking at that 85. But then again, post 2.5 hours, we were able to lift. And there she was. Put it together. You got the Globex run. And you have the market open before the pullback. And you got yourself a nice trend. Right off the MML lines, multiple Murray math levels. There it is, 15 minutes. You got the Globex, a little bit of chop here at yesterday's session. We saw consolidation. Gets the lift. We never reached up to 51.95, but that seems to be in the scopes for the NQ at this point. Hey, guys, we had a pullback there mid-session through the lunch hour, East Coast, and price action pulling back as all three indices rolled itself down and pretty much closed out the day pretty flat. All right, so we had that reversal there. Tick reversal, cumulative tick index after mid-session downside, price action lifts, but really not being able to lift much after that. And to the downside we were. 51.75 was the level to look at. 51.75. All right, so let's take a look. Let's jump over to the charts. Those are some of the key charts highlighting today. Again, keep an eye on that VIX. I keep telling you, VIX. That's right, that open interest down here. 20 to 23, 1 million plus open interest. Got to keep an eye on that in the next 7 days. All right, open gap, still a little concerning me, but hey, you got to watch the charts. Price action lifting up, forming a 51.6350 on the NQ. We got two open gaps downside. ES with an open gap still there, 79.75. Bigger picture on the ES with additional gaps all the way down to 18.65. Doesn't that bother you that at some point the market is going to have to come? Well, it shouldn't bother you, but the point is that market will come back and close these gaps. When that happens, I can't tell you, as we've already been sitting here for almost 3 months, consolidating once again at the highs. 22.79.75, 3 days sideways. Getting very boring volume profile. You can see here for today, YM. Taking a look at the ES here, quite balanced. A little bit of outlier would have been a little bit better, but NQ looking picture perfect today. A little bit upside, a little bit downside, 70% in the range. All right, so there's our daily gaps. ES, be aware of those levels downside once we start chasing them. CL with a new gap upside, 52.91. Taking a look at the AD lines. Again, it was a quiet session pretty much across the board. NISSNQ, AD line, depending on what platform you're watching. S&P, after that move upside, banks into the downside. Actually, YM was lifting us up through the Globex session and QES also. And then finally, ES and YM just didn't play as much to the upside as the NQ did. And price action coming back down. And so we'll take a look here at the charts as we rolled them out today. Let's take a look at the NQ. That's right, NQ, nice move over the market open. We know what that Globex session looked like. It was a nice straight upside. If you don't remember that chart, let me go ahead and pull it up again. There it is. Nice beauty chart to the upside. All three indices running themselves up. But again, it was the NQ continuing that move to the upside. YM and ES not playing as much, but again, nice move here to the downside. A little bit of caution here. with the 534. Finally, the 51.44 in sync through the mid-session, and then price action trying to make a break back upside, but a little bit of resistance as we sat at some of those MML levels. That's right, those MML levels on a 50. Well, we'll show you that 15-minute chart here in a little bit as well. All right, ES. Take a look at the ES. It's price action. That's what I was talking about. Nice Globex run up, and then where does she go? Not much to run. Maybe a couple points here, but it was to the downside. The ES rest of the day. Nice move set up here. Best setup of the day in the mid-session, and you just chopped out the remainder of the day. YM again, similar picture. Had a little bit more gusto upside with the NQ, but it was downside, and best setup of the day right in the mid-session. Look at that. From PM to close, we really didn't go anywhere. Opportunity to drop down to a lower time frame as well. All right, one last chart, which I usually put up here. Let's see. There she is, M6E. All right, M6E as we roll on the charts. For those of you that are just getting into trading and want to try something a little bit lower cost in as far as contracts is concerned at $1.25, but still showing same trend, same strategy, same setups. Very nice move over the Globex, something we'll be looking at soon here in the Trading Fibs trading room, especially in the evening before, but pretty much overnight move. US session, just a little bit of a push up here, and then finally following through to the upside. So M6E, not bad if wanting to get in and off the simulator. All right, let's take a look at the other charts as we did. Crude coming out with the last couple sessions, been to the downside, holding underneath the Globex low. There's pretty much today's session. Again, an opportunity here on the open. Short setup, so we finished to the downside in the crude, about 2 to 3 setups there on the crude today. Gold again, choppy, inside, Globex high, Globex low. Couple opportunities. There's one to the downside. Again, you might have tried 2, you might have tried 3. Take your contracts off right at Globex low. Might have been the smarter choice, and see if you get a runner. You don't know what's going to happen. VWAP, get that on your chart. Price action, rejected, came back down, and then the lift back above VWAP on gold from about 33.6 to about 37 up there, almost at the Globex side. Nice move on the gold. Look at that overnight move. Yesterday's move. Sorry about that. That's your Globex move right there, downside. Together with, yes, that's right, the 6E as well. All right, taking a look at the yen. Yen has been a mover, super mover. Nice move to the downside overnight. Again, numerous opportunities. Don't like the 10-tick range chart. Go to the 15-range chart. 15-tick range chart. You won't deal with as much chop. And price action back upside and reverses. Market doesn't seem to know where it wants to go. And 6E, we saw it on the M6E, and there it is on the 6E. So if you're following the 6E and want to take a little bit less risk, treat it the same. Treat the setups the same, but there it is at $6.25 a contract. Nice move down. Globex low set overnight, lifts, VWAP, and back down. And there was that afternoon move back to the upside with all in the green. Couldn't go wrong there if you were following on the 6E. All right, where do we go from here, Jedi traders? Because pretty frustrating. 3 days of consolidation means somewhere along the way this week we'll get a nice move. So we take a look at, that's right, we take a look at the range charts, higher time frame range charts, 51.95 to the upside, ADX back upside. We'll wait to see if we get up to that 40. Watch the overnight Globex. There it is, reaching up, 51.95 on the 60-minute, 15-minute chart. Looked really nice today. From the lows up to the highs and back down 50%, 50% pullback, Fibonacci, 50% halfway, even 61.8 retracement, about 51.72. So very nice move there on the NQ, and 51.75 as we saw before on the charts, holding, could not get that move down, and that's where she ends up the day. All right, right at major support resistance. So where are we going tomorrow? Well, at least look for the overnight to 51.95. Look to 51.66 downside, as low as 117. Yes, again, you got to be ready for that fall. That's going to come eventually, but it might not happen tomorrow. It might happen in 2 years. You just don't know. You have to be ready every day in both directions. All right, let's take a look at the ES again. Consolidation here on the ES for a couple days up here at the MML highs on the 50-tick range chart. Looking at the ES ADX, we're kind of swooping up here between the 20 and 40. Keeping this trend alive, but if we stick to our 60 and 15-minute chart, let's take a look as downside. We'll want to watch 22, 81, 25, and 73. That 81.25 matching the resistance on the range chart. 85 here, a little bit of support if we're going to go down any further to 81.25, eventually down to 73. Anything upside, we're looking at 92 up to 93, and that should put us up into the overbought 96 all the way up to 2,300. Wrapping it up on the YM, as we see the YM ADX back upside, holding back above 20K, reaching those upper new highs, and 60-minute and 15-minute charts as 2007-8, we called it yesterday. Daily trend, looking into those levels, 2007-8, pulled back to 20K, found support there. Found support, that's a bounce. If we hold here, we come back up to 39, back up to 78. Anything lower, our 15-minute chart will reset, and then what we do is we go to the 4-hour, the daily, and the weekly, and we look any level down, well, we'll look to the 50 MA down here at about 838. So keep those levels in mind for the overnight, and 15 minutes prior to tomorrow's session, we'll go ahead and post those levels as they happen overnight. Short. Economic calendar, tomorrow MBA mortgage applications, EIA report, crude already downside, we'll want to watch that. As we roll out the week, multiple Fed speakers, anything can move the market at this point, and sentiment continues to build. Who knows which way we're going? It doesn't matter. Just watch the charts, and it's not a time to bail yet, but could be there soon. Watch those VIX numbers. Also, next week, February 14th, mark your calendars. Yellen testimony. That will be a day to watch. All right, guys, that concludes today's daily trend for the indices and key future markets. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. That mantra, one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. Hey guys, if this is your first time watching, feel free, if you want to join us in the community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, David at tradingfibs.com. You may join us on any Thursday or Friday to view the live charts as they happen in the trading day. There it is, pre-market trend. Feel free to look at the technical momentum for the whole week on the bigger charts, weekly, daily, and 4-hour. And at the end of the week, as I do each week, a recap of each day. So we sit at the record highs. Who knows where we're headed tomorrow? Be ready for both directions. Know your levels if you're watching those, but watch those HA bars because they keep you in trend. And look out for those tweets going out around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock Pacific Coast time to watch that Globex open on the European markets, as that seems to be the sentiment these days as markets seem to start moving at those hours, and don't want to miss those setups. All right, Jedi traders, have a good day, have a good night, and good trading to you wherever you may be. Have yourselves a blue zone day. Peace out.